And so to that point, there are restaurants that look at, how can we treat walls? Let's look at the sounds that add to the experience, but try and remove the sounds that might be distracting to the experience. We have a few restaurants here in the Bay Area that have sound systems that are installed that were developed by a husband and wife team called the Myers. And Meyer Sound started basically creating sound systems for touring bands, and then eventually got into larger PA systems. But they're foodies. They love food. And so they developed a system that's an array of microphones and speakers set up with software in an iPad, where you can literally change the acoustical shape of the room by how you're changing sound coming in through the microphones. You can take the conversation from each table and then beam it back down to the table so that people can hear each other. Because again, another kind of fascinating cocktail fodder is something called the Lombard effect. The Lombard effect says that in order for us to hear each other in a conversation, our conversation needs to be about 5 to 6 dB above the noise floor. The noise floor is just whatever's going on in the background. So if that noise floor begins to rise, what happens? Well, we have to talk a little louder because we have to get the dB up there. And as we talk louder, we add to the noise floor. And before too long, there's this cacophony. So we can electronically manage that in spaces. And it's amazing. It's amazing to it's very subtle. We might not realize it until we look up and say, oh, that's interesting. Those aren't just speakers. What is that? But it's having an implicit effect that we don't realize. And then we can kind of get off into the woods about how, certain playlists may have an effect on what we're ordering off of the menu. Could we have people ordering healthier food depending on what we're playing? And so it really is interesting when you start pulling back the layers, everything that's there.